Coming to you from a slightly different corner of the studio today. I've finally got my studio set up in a way that I really like and that works for groups coming in to do art journaling with me. We had an art journal weekend thingy, as I called it. Was it last weekend or the weekend before? I can't remember. The 10th and 11th, whenever that was. I've slept since then. And 4 or 5 people came down and, you know, we had some art journaling fun for 2 days and it was cool. It was really cool. Arnie was only here for 1 day, and he's a very people person anyway, so he didn't have any trouble being around people. He took a liking to Tracy, which is what he does. He finds the person who is least into dogs and he just looks at them with big brown eyes until they tickle his tummy. Maddie was all over everybody, but particularly liked Stephanie. I hope I said your name right, Steph. You do keep saying that people pronounce it wrong, so. And Gypsy, oh my girl, I'm so proud of her. She's getting so brave. She just took an immediate liking to Bev. She was coming up to her, she was giving her kisses, she was sitting by her, she was wagging her tail, running off, coming back. She wanted Bev to play with her. And then when Bev came back the following day, because she didn't stay overnight, she's local, she came back the following day and Gypsy was so excited. She's like, oh, I know you. Oh, so I was dead pleased. That's really good. This is the girl who, not even a year ago, used to hide under the table. My arm is doing strange things because I'm currently tickling Miss Maddie. Miss Maddie is down here, let me show you. Here's Miss Maddie, having an ear to scratch this morning. So, yeah, that was fun. We had a nice weekend of playing. And it reinforced something that I've been thinking about for a while. I mentioned this before, sorry, I'm just messing about with the tripod, it's out of line. There we go, that's better. Yeah, I mentioned this before in my cash cow video, that I want to get back to art journaling being about journaling in the form of art, as opposed to just slapping loads of layers of paint on a page just for the sake of it. The overwhelming majority of people, I was quite surprised, I expected there to be huge arguments. Not that that's why I did the video, but I expected people to have some very strong opinions, and surprisingly, an awful lot of people agreed with me that they wanted to get back more to documenting their daily lives rather than it all being about the products and the paint and what you can do with it. So that's something I'm looking into. I'll get back to you on that because that is really something I want to get back to as well. And now I know there's more people who want to do it, that's a good thing. Because there's plenty of people doing mixed media, if that's what you want to do. If all you really want to do is open your book whenever you feel like it and draw a pretty girl and make it, you know, add little birdies and things, then there's plenty of people doing that stuff. Just off the top of my head, there's Susie, there's Willowing, there's Rochelle Panagari, there's Jane Davenport, there's Natalie, can't remember your name, Natalie, sorry. There's, you know, Steph Gagos, there's all sorts of people doing this kind of stuff. But there are not very many doing or concentrating on the actual journaling side of it. And I'd quite like to create a kind of crossover area between those who like the, you know, pretty whimsical, lots and lots of layers, blah 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 stuff, and the people who like to keep it really simple, almost to the point of, you know, like the Danny Gregory style stuff where you just draw your breakfast and write about it kind of stuff. I'd like to get something a bit more meshed together in the middle going. So that's where I'm heading with my journaling, or ironically heading back to, because if you've watched Courtney's Journal Keeper series, you'll know that that's where she started, you know, mashing written journaling and photos and little sketches that she'd drawn and notes and things all in together. And, you know, that's where I started. I think that's where a lot of people start. And I think part of the, not problem, because I don't think it's a problem necessarily, I think it's a bit of an issue for new people coming into it that they don't realise that there's other ways of doing things. But I've covered that already. But I think for those of us who came into it naturally and then went and broadened our horizons, as it were, we came into it thinking, well, yeah, I'm just going to chuck everything in here. And then we kind of either hit a rut, or we wanted to learn to draw better, or we wanted to get a bit more whatever into our journals, so we went off down the scrapbooking route or the drawing route or the mixed media route, you know, and you head down one of those paths and it's very difficult to come back. And it's quite difficult. I mean, I've done it myself, you know, you go off down mixed media path and all of a sudden you're not doing what you set out to do anymore. And for some people that's fine, for some people that's a natural progression. For others of us it's more a case of, well, I've been to there and I want to come back with a few bits of information and I want to go down that route next, and I want to take everything I've learned there and everything I already had and I want to go down there. You know, some of us are explorers rather than specifically progressing from one stage to the next along a set path. Some of us just want to do a bit of everything. I know I do. I tried being a scrapbooker. It wasn't for me. I did it and I was good at it. Well, I think I was good at it. I filled 4 albums. But it's not me. You know, all the pretty, I like pretty paper as much as the next girl. But for me, and I'm not saying this is necessarily how scrapbooking is, but for me it seemed that for a lot of people, what paper you were using and whether you were using the right company and whether you had the current in techniques or not was more important than whether you were scrapbooking in the first place. And that's not my kind of thing. And I know you can go off and do your own thing in scrapbooking just as well as you can do in everything else, but you know, I wanted to get far away from that. For me, really, all I want to do is stick a photo down and write about it. I don't really care about embellishing it to the hilt and everything else. If I want to, I will. I'll come back to that in a minute because I want to show you something. Doing a lot of umming and ahhing today because I didn't really set out with a plan of what I was going to write. Or what I was going to say. And also my camera keeps flashing weird symbols at me and I don't know what they mean. I think it means your frame is too dark. Because if I come over here it goes light and then it stops flashing. But if I go over here, it goes dark and then it starts flashing at me. So maybe that's what it means, I don't know. Maybe I need to sit over here. Oh, nothing but professional camera work on this channel. Speaking of this channel, and kind of moving into the same kind of thing, I asked a while ago whether I should split out my art channel, this one, as it was at the time, and my vlogs and things, my other stuff. Because I wanted to know what you guys wanted. Because I don't sit and do this channel for the good of my health, although sometimes I do. Yes, I knocked the camera over. I told you, professional camera work here. What was I saying? Yeah, this channel, I asked what you wanted and the overwhelming response was just keep it as it is. Just keep, you know, we come here to watch you and what you're doing. We don't necessarily come here just to watch art videos or DIY videos or whatever. So I've decided rather than trying to split up what I do, because, sorry, Maddie's decided to come and join me. There you go, Mads. Do you want to vlog with me? Maddie wants to vlog with me. There you go, Mads. You can vlog with Mummy. What a good girl. Baby girl. She's so funny. Oh, as I was saying, I don't know what I was saying now. What was I saying? Oh yes, I remember. So rather than splitting it up, because I tried that with my journaling and it doesn't work for me. I don't like splitting things up, I like everything in one place. I thought I would turn this channel into more of an art journal in itself, as opposed to just a channel about art journaling, if that makes sense. So it will be all sorts of things, whatever I'm into at the time. It will be my puppies, my beautiful girl here. It will be vlogs, it will be whatever I'm into. Currently I'm into filofaxing. You'll have noticed the filofax videos, yes. Courtney Brooke got me back into my filofax. Actually, I don't know why I ever left it, because I used to use this system all the time for my organisation. And when I went, when I left the college, I stopped using it. And I really shouldn't have. I should have replaced the one that fell apart and continued with it, because this is working so well for me. I'm going to do some videos on this for those of you who are following along. I know quite a few people are into filofaxing, so yep, I've resurrected my Chino and that will be coming to you. I'm also very into my, oops, Maddie. Oh, Maddie's lying on it, hang on. There we go. My Midori notebook. It's actually a faux dory. Arnold. This is my Midori. It's lovely and chunky. It's, oh, I love it. It's squishy and pretty and, oh, it smells amazing. I actually made this one myself, so I call it a faux dory. It's not the original Midori, although it does have some Midori inserts. Again, videos coming on this, because this is what I'm really into at the moment. Now, it's not art journaling as such, but if you look for Midori online, this is the kind of stuff that you'll see. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen some of these already. Just very simple writing, pictures, bit of decoration kind of thing. And where the decoration isn't necessarily anything to do with the writing, and the photos aren't necessarily anything to do with the writing, they're just things that you want to collect from your everyday life. So it's kind of the collecting an ephemera part of what I want to do with my art journal, but without the drawing yet. I've still got my drawing in another book, although I do have a travel journal in there. I'll come on to it in more depth at a later date, because otherwise this video is going to be 5 hours long. So yeah, this channel is not going to be split up into different channels. It doesn't work for me. Some people have done it and it's very successful for them. For instance, I know Jenny Belly recently split hers up, and she's got a vlog channel that's just for informal videos like this, and then she's kept her main channel as specifically art journaling, tutorials, crafts, etc. But to be honest, her original channel always has been specifically crafts and art journaling and tutorials, etc. So for her to decide to do a vlog channel completely separate, that makes sense. And if I was in her position, I think I'd do the same. But my channel has never really had a purpose other than I like to get on camera, because I'm not a blogger. I'm just not. I've tried and tried and tried and tried and tried. I cannot keep a blog going for any length of time if it's not visual, like my Tumblr, or it's not in some way connecting with, for want of a better word, an audience, or very immediate like Instagram. I'm not interested. So, you know, blogging itself is out the window. The only thing that's going to be on my website, on my actual blog now, is stuff about classes and, you know, all that kind of thing. More to do with RhomanysRealm and, you know, all that business side of it. My art journal blog on Tumblr is, you know, just everything. It's just my photos. It's mostly just from my Instagram, to be honest, because a lot of people said they didn't have Instagram and they didn't want Instagram, so, you know, I feed everything to Tumblr and Facebook, and that way people can decide where they want to follow me. But it's all basically the same stuff. So, yeah, this channel is going to be kind of an art journal-y type thing of whatever happens to be floating my boat at the time. Right now it's, well, for the past month or so it's been my Filofax, and now all of a sudden it's my Midori. I still love my Filofax and I'm very into it, but my Midori is kind of on top spot at the moment. Hello, beautiful. Arnold, behave. Arnie! Come here. Come on. Leave her alone. Good boy. Good boy. Yes, a good boy. I've also been very into mail art recently, although I suck at sending it out, and I do apologise profusely to all those people that I owe mail art to. I make it and then I just don't get around to posting it. So that's my project for next week, is to get my mail art sorted and up to date, because I've got a few things that I need to send out now and it's getting a bit ridiculous. Part of the problem is not knowing how much things are going to cost. I can't put together a parcel and stick stamps on it and work around the stamps until I know what I'm going to put in it, and I don't know what I'm going to put in it until I've started the mail art and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I think what I'll start doing is some postcards initially, so that people at least get something in return from me, and then I'll start getting back into doing things properly at a later date. What else? What else? What else? What else am I into? I'm very into Japanese at the moment. All things Japan. I love Japanese cooking, and I've always been into Japanese culture. But I've never really... I don't know. I've never really got into anything specifically to do with Japan, if that sounds right. Since I got into my Midori, obviously Midori is very big in Japan. And if you search for photos on Midori Travellers Notebooks, most of it is people from the Asian countries writing in this beautiful iconographic script, and, you know, lots of washi tape and pictures and stickers and kawaii, isn't it? They call it cute stuff. So, yeah, I already speak a little bit of Mandarin, but I struggled with writing the, what are they called? Yeah, I want to say Yahtzee, but that's not the right word, is it? That's the game. It's something like that, anyway. The pictogram things. I struggled with that a bit because they're quite complex. But the Japanese ones are a little bit easier to understand, and they have a more logical system. So I'm teaching myself the Japanese kanji at the moment, and the katakana and hiragana. Apologies if I don't say that right. I am a beginner. Feel free to correct me. So yeah, I'm learning those, and a little bit of hello and goodbye and all that kind of stuff. What I call student language, where you can say hello, goodbye, your name, and can I have a beer? So yeah, that's just something I'm doing. I like to constantly be learning things, and because I teach art now, it's very, I kind of have to learn art as part of my job. So doing it as a hobby doesn't really interest me anymore. So to be back into my journal writing and learning a new language and all that kind of stuff, and of course, you know, along with the language, I like to learn about the culture. So I'm learning about Japan as well, just for the hell of it. Why not? I may never get to go to Japan. I would love to go to Japan, but I may never get to go. But you know, I can still learn Japanese. There's nothing wrong with that. I just think it looks pretty. So yeah, that's what I'm into at the moment. And what else? No, that's pretty much it, I think. I've been doing a lot of written journaling and learning Japanese, reading about Japan. Playing with my puppies. I got some good news. I've been holding off saying anything about it in public because I wanted to wait until she was finished for various reasons. Gypsy, my girl, bless her, for those of you who don't know her history, when she was rescued at about 18 months old, she had anorexia. Literally, she was anorexic. She was very, very, very thin. She wouldn't eat. It wasn't that she couldn't, she wouldn't. She had a very bad start in life, bless her. It took a lot to get her to start eating again, trusting people. She's doing really well now. But any of you who are familiar with anorexia in humans will know that it really messes up your insides. And Gypsy had the same problem in the... Well, we think she's getting on for about 4 now, so in the 2 years that she's been rescued, she's not had a season, which is not good. We actually weren't sure if she'd been spayed or not, and we were kind of assuming that she had been because she wasn't having seasons, but she actually came into season. Full season. The vet actually thinks it might possibly have been her first, because there are various things that happen to female dogs during their first season that are very specific, and he did think that perhaps it was her first season and that she had never had one before. So yes, very pleased about that. We can now get her sorted out, getting spayed and everything. That's in progress with the vet at the moment. And yeah, that's good. That's really good. That means she's her physically, her insides are starting to grow properly, as they should be, and she's not. She was stunted. Internally, she was stunted, and now she's not, which is fantastic. She still has a little bit to go, but she's settled down a bit. You know, I suppose her hormones have settled down because she's calmed down a lot. She's got really confident all of a sudden. She's stopped mothering everybody. Before she was like, you know, she was mothering the cat and mothering Maddie and trying to mother Arnie, but he wasn't having any of it. He's like a typical 5-year-old boy, you know, get off, Mum. I don't know what Maddie's doing. She seems to be sitting in the window, looking out the window at people. Anyway, I think I'll stop rambling there because I have rambled a little bit, but you know, it's Sunday and I don't feel like doing anything fantastic on a video today. I just felt like coming on and vlogging and telling you what was going on and where we were up to. So yeah, expect all sorts from this channel depending on what I'm into, because like I say, I've done things before where you know, I've done sort of makeup and altering clothes and all sorts of things that I'm into, and I've mentioned them and everybody said, oh, that sounds really interesting, but I've never bothered putting it up. And now I'm like, well, you know, that's all part of my creative life. So basically, if it falls even vaguely in the realms of creativity, then it will be coming on here, along with puppy videos, obviously, because puppies are cool. Hello, pup. Miss Maddie, do you want to come and say hello to your fans? There she is, look. There's her bum. She's sitting in the window. Mads, come here, sweetie. Come and say hello to everybody. Look. Everybody thinks you're so pretty. Look at the camera. Say hello. Look at the camera. Say hello. Come on. Good girl. There. She's very cuddly today. She likes cuddles with Mum today. Mwah. You're a good girl. Yes. Jewel. She just wants tickles. That's all she wants. She would be quite happy to just sit here all day and have me tickle her. She's cheeky, aren't you? Yes. Okay, I'm going to go and do some journaling and planning classes. Ooh, new classes coming soon. And taking my dogs for a WALK. You can't say the W word in this house, they all go crazy. Happy Sunday, happy art journaling, and see you next week. Bye. What was I saying, Miss Maddie? I don't remember. You interrupted me and I don't remember.